going to give you 3 reasons why you want to choose the refreshed 2025 Genesis G80 2.5 Turbo Sport Prestige in obsidian black over black. This year we have 5 trims to choose from. We have a mild refresh, so you can already see the front fascia. It's been updated. The headlamp assembly, it's coming from the G90 Sedan. So Genesis is giving us more luxury and keeping it sporty. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and I'm going to throw in some pros and cons, compare this to the competition, and later on the drive, I'll throw in a problem that I have with the new G80. In the front, the grille, it keeps it enlarged. Glossy black inserts, and it carries on into the lower, so it gives it a more pronounced front fascia. The quad micro lens array, or MLA, which is a full LED headlight assembly, that's coming out of the G90. So you're getting that in this for a fraction of the price. Now, one con that I have right off the bat, when you're going to the Sport Prestige, you're only about a grandish difference from the 3.5 turbocharged or twin turbo V6 engine. What's underneath the hood here is a 2.5 liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharge. So you're going to be losing horsepower, but you're going to be gaining MPGs. So it just kind of depends on what you're looking at. But the big problem that I have for this is you lose the road preview, which uses the camera system, and it changes the suspension whenever you're driving forward. If you go over a pothole, it's going to keep the suspension level. You don't receive that, so for me, I would say spend the extra grand or two to get the 3.5 twin turbo V6. And that technology is only done by Audi opposed to Genesis. What's housed underneath here gets 300 horsepower and 311 pound-feet of torque. So when you're comparing this against BMW, Audi, and Mercedes, by far, this is going to be better in class. It's actually class leading. 18-inch wheels are standard, but when you go into the Sport Prestige, you're getting the 20-inch optional wheels that would be on the vehicle otherwise. That goes up to the tier on the 3.5T. The Genesis calipers that's blacked out, that's 4 pistons in the front. You got a single floating caliper in the rear. Now the disc can be changed, and you can option it so you get better brakes, because otherwise the 3.5 turbo will come standard with the 14.2-inch disc that's ventilated. Here we got the 13.6-inch disc, and the rear is at 12.8, but you can option the 13.6-inch disc in the back. So the first reason why I would pick this is it's class leading in performance numbers, and you're still getting pretty decent MPGs. You got 20 for the city, 26 for the highway, standard all-wheel drive, 8-speed automatic transmission. It's got to be the second reason why I would go this route. You're not getting standard all-wheel drive in any competition, even if you go against Acura or Lexus. Infiniti doesn't even make a sedan anymore, so there's no point to even cross-shop it. Blind spot view monitoring, no vehicle has this, only Hyundai, Kia, and Genesis. Now that uses your side cameras on these power folding side view mirrors, and it's going to project the image on the digital gauge reader, so you don't even have to look off the road. And now we have a 27-inch high-definition OLED screen configuration in the interior. I mean, come on. In today's time, nobody is giving that much for luxury and sport, especially optioning 2 trims and the base trim having all of these capabilities. The rear gets quad LED taillights, front and rear parking sensors, 360-degree reverse camera. The lower gets the honeycomb pattern that's going to go around the dual exhaust that's exposed. And even at the 2.5 turbo, you still have exhaust that's exposed, unlike some of the competition where they kind of tuck it underneath, especially if you're talking about a 5 Series. And going against Mercedes, the E-Class, because they have the new CLE, I would probably option that, and it's going to be right at the same price, because the E-Class is going to be more money than this. Going against Audi, they're going to have the same thing. All of those vehicles are going to touch bases at least $5,000 to $10,000 premium to get a lot of standard features. But like I said at the beginning, the big problem I have is you're so close to the 3.5 twin turbo V6 and you get that road preview. There's just so much more that it unlocks. For luxury, I would go that route opposed to this. But let me know which way you would go in the comments. Power liftgate going into 13.1 cubic feet of storage. You're gonna have a storage net here on the side. Underneath the floor gets a spare tire, or a donut spare tire, I should say, with the pass-through to help give a little bit more cargo capacity. The key fob to the reworked G80. 16-way power seat adjustment, ergo motion seats, ventilated, heated, memory for the driver, leather wrapped seats. You have to go into the 3.5 turbo to get the Napa leather, otherwise standard is leatherette. This power adjusts, so you'll have the cushion extensions. The passenger gets 12-way power seat adjustment, heated and ventilated seats. A new 27-inch OLED high-resolution screen that's from LG with a Bang & Olufsen sound system that's 18 speakers, 14 channels with 1400 watts. Otherwise standard is 12 speakers with 6 channels. Let's fire it up. Leatherette will be on the top portion of the dash, and that carries on into the door in this center area here. Reworked steering wheel, 3-spoke. You get a touchpad that you can just swipe over. Multi-function paddle shifts. The gauge cluster is a 12.3 digital reader that can go through an array of different content for the driver. And on this side, we're getting navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, that's wireless. Sirius XM AM FM, streaming Bluetooth audio, haptic feel with navigation, and look how it expands out into the driver's side. You can zoom in, zoom out, put it into reverse using the rotary knob. You can have a 360-degree reverse camera. Now that is an option underneath the Prestige. Click on this sub menu and it's going to open up for different camera layouts, so you can line it up. You can see the sides and you can see the back. When you put it in forward, now you can do the same thing as you were able to do in the back, so you see the trajectory for the front if you're using it for like a car wash. You can also use the 3D view, so you could do like a top view and go all around to see any imperfections. Dual climate control settings is standard. This is the Prestige, so you got tri-climate control. It's a touchpad, and here's how you operate it for the front and the rear. Heated steering wheel is standard. The rotary knobs, these are a new design. Wireless charging pad, that comes on the Prestige, but it's an option on other trims. Opening up, and it's a medium-sized storage pocket with 2 USB-C ports and a 12-volt. You got sport pedals and plenty of leg room as well as headroom, and you get a moonroof that goes all the way to the back. LED interior lights. Auto dimming rear view mirror with home link is standard. Door panel and dash configured together. The only con that I have here is the contrast stitch. You don't have it anywhere on the door. It's going to have the aluminum inlays. You can get real wood. So this piano black is basically a standard trim. When you go into the 2.5T, you can get carbon fiber, one touch up and down for the windows. The front window and the front windscreen is acoustic, so that helps with the sound cancellation because it's a thicker window. A long storage pocket for the back seats. This is the opening that you have to fit 2 more with the cup holders, armrests, storage. But then the con that comes into play, to use the heated rear seats, you have to have this down. This will put that power sunshade down, or you can put it up, and you get a little storage pocket with 2 USB-C ports. But then the con that comes into play, it should be here, because how am I going to function that if I lift this up? Cup holders are right here, and they have the little fun whenever you have kids back here, they can play with the passenger because they can move the seat up and down. Tri-climate control setting, storage behind both of the front seats, and the door is going to have the same segment that's found in the front, except it's going to be a smaller storage pocket. Leg space is not going to be bad because it's carved out for you. Same thing for headroom. They do a good job, especially sitting here on the sides. And the bolstering to it, it feels just as luxurious as the front. Sliding to the center, it's not going to be the case. Headroom is not very optimal for 6'3", nor is knee or leg space. I'm going to be sharing feet space also, butt and shoulder space as well. It's just going to be pretty cramped at 6'3" because the center seats sit up. The G80, I like what they have done. They've reworked just enough of the vehicle to make it good, because it was already good. 300 horsepower, 311 pound-feet of torque. Motivation's going to be there. And you can option the 3.5 twin turbo if you need more power, which unlocks a lot more because you'd have 375 horsepower, 391 pound-feet of torque. Road preview, like I was saying on the exterior, which is one reason why I might skip this, but it's going to take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros, This high definition OLED touchscreen configuration, I like what they're doing. The only con to it though is it would look nice if they actually put it in the dash instead of kind of coming out. But I do like the 2-tier that they put, but then you got to tick the box to the wood trim. When you go into the 3.5T, you're going to get a carbon fiber trim. Otherwise, you get all this piano black or this aluminum look, which ultimately it's all plastic. So you could see some of the inexpensive materials that's funneling in when they did such a good job putting such expensive material, especially like these rotary knobs that they've reworked. They look really fancy. The steering wheel, they did a good job with the way it's laid out. Plus you now have that touchpad that you could go up or down or side to side, so you could change the whole configuration for the gauge cluster. It's a quick vehicle, smooth vehicle. You don't hear any road noise hardly at all. The seats are a little bit more firm for my liking. And the ergo motion seat, I kind of wish the passenger had the ability to use it as well, but they decided not to throw that in. The back seats, because you have to fold the armrest down to use the heated seats, I mean, that definitely is not a good thing. Maneuverability, you can get in and out of areas without any issues. And it has a pretty good pickup to it, so it feels a bit peppy. And turn radius is about 1.5 lanes. Let's rock and roll. Now I know you're probably thinking, well, you're buying a luxury car. I'm not trying to buy something that's all about performance. But when you're at a $70,000+ price, you want performance and you want luxury, so hand in hand. Braking could be a little bit better, but ultimately people just stopping in the middle of the road. I mean, look at this. Nobody's in front of them. I wish people would learn how to drive, because that is absolutely incorrect. If you need a turn, drive forward and merge over. This is a longer vehicle, and check out what I'm able to do. I mean, people are literally off on the side of the road. Florida drivers, my God. I mean, let me know how it is wherever you are in what state. Just put it in the comments, because it is just crazy how entitled the drive is. But going back to the G80, it is definitely a smooth vehicle. I don't feel anything. I don't hardly hear anything. Acoustic side windows and front windscreen. Because of the price, I wish the rear windows were acoustic, because it would help a little bit, but the sound deadening is really good. Comparing against the Germans, I mean, this is a discounted vehicle. Comparing it against cars that's more in its class, like Lexus and Acura, they're not going to be able to compete with something like this, because the luxury has surpassed them. Plus, you get the best warranty in class. Taking me to the final reason why I would get this is because you're getting the performance or the feel of a G70, not necessarily dynamically speaking, but engine-wise. You're getting the luxury of a G90, but in a smaller package, and you're getting a discounted price compared to everybody in its class. I mean, I think Genesis has really set itself apart going this route, giving all these extra features. Now, yes, you don't get soft closed doors, and at this price point, you could unlock the twin-turbo V6, which has just every essence that I would go into. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video.